Right, welcome back to another vlog. We watch a lot of YouTube videos and we follow a lot of content creators that are based in Thailand. And we've noticed that more and more videos are popping up and they're being titled Thailand's getting expensive.
The trending topic seems to be Thailand is no longer cheap, doesn't
We
it?
just want to talk about that a little bit. We've got a little case study that was on Thai news recently. It caught my eye a little bit, so I thought I'd come on here and talk about it. And it's about the price of Grapow and how much it costs these vendors to make a plate. I'll pop the image up so you lot can see as well. It's written in Thai, but I'll explain it to you. I'll go down. The first cost is their meat. Their minced pork is the most popular for Pad Grapow, and they're saying it'll cost between 11 and 13 baht per portion. So per plate of Pad Grapow, it's going to cost 11 or 13 baht, and that's just for meat. And then the next cost will be the ingredients. You've got the basil, the chilies, the garlic, and also all the other oils. What do you call it?
Maggi.
Soy sauce, oyster sauce, things like that. That in total cost around 10 baht
A
portion. And then the next is frying oil, so whatever they use to fry the eggs in. That's another 5 baht per portion. And then your rice as well, which they're saying it's going to be 7 baht. And then your egg as well. So the price of an egg for a number 2 egg at the moment, the average cost is 4 baht 20. Or if you want a bigger egg, the number 0, which is more desired, is 4 baht 50 stang per egg. That's the cost to these vendors. All in all, it's saying it's going to cost them between 37 baht to 39 baht to make per plate. You know, when you go to these little restaurants and you order Pad Grapow and it comes out, people are moaning that 60-70 baht is expensive. Now you got to remember, these vendors have costs as well.
They have to make money, don't they? And this is just for the portion. This isn't their gas, the electrics they're using. Maybe they've got to fuel their sidecar or shop or they're cooking on.
They got other costs that most vendors don't even add up. So their time, gas, electric, if they're using electric.
Taking it away, they usually give you the spoons, they give you the packets of sauces and
that's what I mean,
to
all
take
the packaging
away.
for it.
The packaging it goes in, the carry bags. I know people would say they hate plastic, but these people have got to pay for it.
And that's not even included in the 37 to 39 baht. So in reality, it probably cost them between 40 and 50 baht to make. And that's why a lot of these vendors, they're struggling out here now because they have to charge such a low price because the competition's so high.
We actually spoke to a vendor that we used to use quite often when we lived in Sinai.
They were speaking to us about eggs.
And rice. Both of them are just, the prices of eggs and rice have just gone up.
They said the rice has gone up another 20 baht. This was 6 months ago. I think the prices keep going up.
And because I think last year's rice harvest wasn't that good, was it? So the rice prices did go up and they were saying it. And then also because obviously we had the chickens, we were talking about costs of eggs as well.
Yeah, because a small egg, a customer would rather go somewhere that would give them a bigger egg, a bigger portion of Pad Grapow, more rice. Generally, you rather a bigger plate. You would rather go somewhere that gives you more for your money. Yeah, it's a big cost to them. Like the eggs, especially eggs. We know eggs are expensive.
Yeah.
We were selling eggs, and they're saying here for a good size egg, you're talking for at least 4 baht for a decent egg.
And you can tell the difference in some of the portion sizes now. So I'm not complaining, but I'm just saying they used to give you like the one size dish and everything comes together. Now they separate it, don't they? You have your portion of Pad Grapow in here and then your rice. They know how much to give you, how much they can afford to give you because the prices are just going up. To still only charge 50-60 baht for a Pad Grapow, they're not making much at all. To say it's got expensive is a bit, I don't know, I don't like it.
Well, their margins, they're running on very low margins, if not making a loss, but they don't realise it because they're selling so well. They might have 100 customers a day, but they don't realise really, in reality, they're not really taking home that much. But yeah, it's one of them, isn't it? Sometimes you don't realise how much the cost are of things, and then when we go around, when we come on holiday, And when we speak about, oh, I came here 10 years ago and it was this much, times are different. These vendors have got their own costs. And like we say, if it's going to cost them at least 40 baht to make a pad Grapow, they need to be putting a markup of at least 30-40% on just to make a living.
It goes for everything as well. Everything all around the world is going up. It's not just Thailand. But for these people to still sell things at the prices they do, especially when you compare it to what you would pay in England for a pad Grapow, it's crazy. The work they do.
When we watch these videos and everyone's saying, "Oh, Thailand's not cheap anymore,"
well,
in reality, you gotta still compare it back to back to the West or wherever you come from. To get a dish back in the UK, you're looking at least probably £8 to £10 just a normal dish, fish and chips. When you're snubbing your nose at like a price increase of 10 baht or whatever, it's still, I don't know, $2. It's still under $2 for a dish of pad Grapow. So it's still affordable, very affordable. So when you go around saying, oh, Thailand's expensive, this is an expensive pad Grapow, I can get it down there for 40 baht, you don't equate their costs. You don't take into consideration that these vendors aren't making very much. So when you say, oh, down the road's making it for 40 baht, down the road might not have
the biggest eggs, or they might not.
Well, they probably haven't equated the extra costs like labour, gas, water, electric, and all the packaging that goes around, all the condiments that they give you. They give you a lot for your money, and I still think it's pound for pound one of the best countries for food in the world in terms of price and what you get.
Same goes when people say that Western food out here is expensive and you have to travel for it. In the UK, how easy is Thai food to find? We used to travel far for it, and it wasn't cheap in England to get Thai food. Not good Thai food anyway. Works both ways.
Someone said in my most recent vlog, they said, oh, you always seem to be going to fancy cafes, how are you affording this? You're overspending on overpriced coffees and stuff. But I would like to say, first of all, we only go to really local spots. So locally owned, it's owned by a Thai. It just looks fancy because it's well maintained, well kept, and it's Instagrammable. A lot of these businesses now, they cater for like social media, so people come, take photos, it looks nice on the Instagram. And obviously we've got the vlog. We like to go to these places, but in reality, a cup of coffee will cost us 40 baht, at worst maybe 50 baht. But like we say, even a cup of coffee, 50 baht, that's just over £1 in the UK. $1.20 maybe, $1.30. But yeah, a cup of coffee is nothing. It is nothing. I don't mind paying 80 baht, because I used to go to Starbucks and things like that as well back in the UK, and I'd pay £5-6. So it's more than half the price of what I used to get it. I don't mind going to a nicer place that has more things for kids to play in the garden, and pay a little bit just to have a coffee and sit down. And you say, oh, you're always going to these fancy cafes. We're not. We're finding local spots in East Han. It just looks nice.
Really nice places, but
when you say it's overpriced items, I don't agree with that at all. Because food, we never really pay more than £5 or £6 all in for all of us,
including drinks.
And we don't skimp out on food. It's not like we're buying one dish and sharing it between four. Everyone gets a dish, and you can't do that anywhere else. You can't do that in the West. I just want tourists. If you're watching this, I want tourists to think before you come. Don't go around saying it's expensive, because in reality it's not. It's still probably cheaper than anywhere else you would ever go to buy that dish. Don't come out here and say it's expensive. It's kind of disrespectful, especially when the minimum wage in Thailand is so low. They earn what, 350 baht a day, less than 400 baht a day, less than £10 a day, and they have to buy all these ingredients to make your dish.
These places, these modern fancy ones, it's a generational thing. They're keeping up with the times out here. It's all these young Thai kids taking their photos for their Instagrams and stuff in these places. It's just the generation we're in now. It's not that it's fancy and it's overpriced and it's expensive. It's fancy because that's how today is. It's all for the aesthetic nowadays. It's all for what things look like. Keeping up with the times out here, aren't they? They're
Well,
doing
we just like going to nice places. Of course, we go to like the little side of the road vendors.
The time?
We do it all the time. We went today, but we like going to nice places as well. And they asked, "Oh, how do you afford this?" Well, I would like to call myself the modern day Robin Hood. So I steal from the West. So I earn Western money and spend it in Thailand. So I'm supporting locals using Western money. So call me the modern day Robin Hood. I do get offended though when these tourists on holiday money as well come around. Oh, I came here 5 years ago and a pad Grapow was 30 baht. It's gone so expensive now.
Some of it is the fact that they say it in front of the vendor's face as well, or really that's so cheap. Like, when you realise how much these people are getting paid, it's better to just keep your opinions to yourself. Whether you think it's cheap or expensive, pay the money and thank them and leave it at that. Don't bang on about how cheap it is or how expensive it is, because these are working people. They work very hard.
They work very hard, and a lot of them, like we say, they don't calculate the whole cost of running a stand. They just add up the ingredients and think they're making a few baht per dish. Some might not. But like some vendors might know a farmer that will give them loads of minced meat and get it a lot cheaper than others. But it's all variable, isn't it?
Yeah, but on average, that's how much it would be costing someone to make a pad Grapow.
Which is crazy, because I've had pad Grapows out here, 40 baht a dish. And if you think that it's almost costing them that much to make, how much are they actually making profit? And that's minus the time, the water, the gas, electric, and everything, the rent that they pay. It's just food for thought, really. I thought, come and discuss. I don't know, what do you guys think about this topic? I found it interesting. When I saw it on Thai News, I was like, I'm taking a screenshot of that. And they're discussing that most vendors are actually losing money, and because they're selling so well, because they're so cheap, they end up going out of business after a while because they are actually making a loss. Let us know in the comments what you guys think about it.